working with, at the time, I think he was 16, 15, 16. Okay, but they were monitoring him, and then they gave us the IP address. They were on the chat log, because they were monitoring the whole conversation and everything. When they give us the chat log along with the IP address, then they give it to us, and that's how I came. Because initially I was a system manager at CDU, and I dealt with the system that they had there, what we call the AF400, which is, you know,
IBM system.
Yeah, the IBM system. Yeah, at that time it's being monitored by AL Rock, and now they're doing HT. Okay, but then, you know, I did the training and all that stuff there for the system there. And anyway, they give it to me along with the IP address. When I got the IP address, I dealt with the service provider at that time. And when I dealt with the service provider, I was able to get the information, the subscriber information. That's the name, address, telephone number, and all that stuff. Then I identified those, did some stuff there. Then I went back, I called and arranged a meeting, went back, met with the individuals there. To make a long story short, we got all of the information there and the conversation, other than the information that we got from the boy, from his computer. Okay? After we got that information, come to find out that they had such information. Because, like I said, we are creatures of habit. Did I say that? Yeah, we do the same thing over and over again. And then the same thing with the other guy, he did basically the same thing. And he had made arrangement to come over to the Bahamas to meet this young boy during an independence holiday. And then he's so excited to come down. So you know what happened if he had made it to the Bahamas. You understand me? That little boy was there. He used to get things, and he was there. And then the fella probably would keep on coming back to the Bahamas, same thing. But to make a long story short, we were able to share the information. They were able to go back to this particular individual, and they were able to deal with him. James McLaughlin, he is the noted cybercrime expert in the US. He now teaches at the University of Connecticut. He is a law enforcement official. You look him up on the internet. Him and I, we worked together on the case. Okay, we invited him over, and he spoke for us during one of our retreats that we had at the Central Detective Unit. I think Dominic would have been in CBU then too. And so he spoke to us doing that, and we shared the information together, and I think it was good. And that's how I got involved, and that's hence the birth of the cybercrime section at the Central Detective Unit.
Okay. One question. Seeing that the internet makes the world basically one community now, how the jurisdiction handled, say, from country to country?
Okay, that's a good question. How matters of jurisdiction imply, because we know cybercrime, it transcends boundaries and all that stuff. Okay, we do, like I said, the countries that I mentioned prior to my presentation, just during my start of my presentation, we do have cooperation with these various countries, and then we do have treaty through OAS and through the UN. We have a treaty what they call the MLAT, which is the Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty. The Mutual Legal Assistance, meaning that we can share information and we can get information from other countries, and we do it through our Attorney General's office. Okay, and that's what we call the MLAT. Okay, the MLAT treaty. That's something that is good. That's how come we can extradite individuals from one country to another country and get information, and we deal with it. And so what I'll do, I would call my counterparts in the US. I'll say, okay, I'm blah, blah, I have this information, I need your assistance. You know, just to start it off, because we have that relation. And then you say, okay, then we need some information from your government, requesting will be needed. And I say, okay, I'll do that MLAT. I go to the AG office, I gather all the information, and then requesting an MLAT. And then what they'll do, they'll just send a cover here, they send it to the agency. Once the agency get it, then they go to, take for instance, a Google or a Facebook or any other social site, and then they'll subpoena the information. And once they do that, then we get the information, and then we use it like that. Okay.
So do you guys work hand in hand with immigration?
With immigration, yeah?
Yeah.
It's hard to say, no, not really. I mean, we do have a working relation with immigration, but to say like, yes, we do have a working relationship with them. We do work, I work with them on several other matters, but in terms of cyber related, no. No, I would not worry about anything related to that. With the passport office, I wrote the paper for the biometric. I wrote a paper on that was submitted eventually through the government. Through then, my assistant superintendent, he was assistant superintendent at the time, Mr. Cartwright. And so I drafted the documentation for that. That was eventually submitted to the Bahamas government for Foreign Affairs. And that's the reason why we have the passports that we have now, the biometrics and all that, the fingerprint and all that stuff, all that's included and all that. Okay.
When those were first coming out, people were, I guess, paranoid or afraid that their fingerprint could be used, you know, to, I guess, set them up and frame them.
That is not so. That's not so, because the information is retained. We have a system, automatic fingerprint intelligence system, what they call AFIS. Okay, it's compatible to law enforcement around the world, particularly in the U.S. Okay, biometric, that's retained there. If a person comes into police custody, we don't keep the fingerprint. We never keep the fingerprint. Okay, only if that person is convicted of a crime. But for passport, no, that information is not shared.
Okay. Yeah. I got a movie type question. I don't know if this is true or not. Whenever you watch the movie and the bad guy's on the telephone with the cops, he has to get within 30 seconds or the police will catch him. You know, like it'll take 30 seconds for the police to actually trace the phone call. Is that
30 seconds or a little more than that? Because what you call phones triangulate. Okay, yeah, phones triangulate. Yeah, you have cell towers.
so this is the movies?
This is 3 seconds. Yeah.
Okay. So I can really show you. I'm very animated because I like to get into it and do some stuff, right? You have like there's cell towers, and maybe in this region. The nearest cell tower that you, maybe the cell tower.
Okay.
Okay. The cell tower has a number. Okay. And your cell phone also what they call it IMEI number and an ICCIE number. Okay. Okay. And so you triangulate your IMEI, your ICCIE number, have to correlate and they communicate with the cell tower. They communicate with the cell tower, they tell you where that is.
Just give you like a general location.
So it's just like a GPS.
Yeah, GPS, yeah.
That's same thing, same principle. Same principle.
But like obviously like 30 seconds unless they have to get off the phone after 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, boy, it's a little longer than that because once that thing registers, like take for instance, you walk, or you take for instance, take for instance your computer. The computer of a MAC address, am I correct?
Yeah.
You walk past a hotspot, you pick it up.
Yeah.
That get registered. That registered in your computer.
Yeah.
And your computer registered
to the wireless
device.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the same principle, you know what I mean? The same principle applies, you know what I mean? That's technology. That's the beauty of it. And then for the criminals, it could be